All women are supposed to learn what is feminine energy. That is the energy that they are endowed with. What is their specific flavor of womb power, feminine energy, and their job is to learn how to cultivate it. In our modern world, first of all, nobody says this. Second of all, a woman doesn't want to be a woman, she wants to be a psychotic man. So let alone I'm going to talk to a woman about what is a womb energy and what is her specific flavor of femininity. That doesn't exist. Our modern world doesn't celebrate that in any way, shape, or form, and is motivating the woman to become a man, a psychotic man at that. So that's why women are miserable, because they don't know who they are. Forget know yourself at a deep so-called spiritual level, existential soul, God. No, I'm talking about just let's say you're a dog and you don't know who you are as a dog. You think you're like a giraffe. You think you're like a turtle. So women don't even know, let's say your body is your car. They don't even know their car. They don't know what it does, how it works, its genius, its beauty, its connection to the grid, how it's supposed to interact with the other car, which is the male car. They don't know how to activate the secret rooms. They don't know fuck all about that car. They don't know nothing of it. So how are you supposed to enjoy the ride if you don't know how to drive the car? You don't know how it works. You don't know how to use any of it. All you know how to do is put something in the hole, and that's it. As if that is femininity. So modern culture is, in my humble opinion, intentionally manipulating both men and women, but in this case we're talking about women, and guiding their minds away from their nature and their power, giving them the illusion that they're gaining power, social power. And as we've said before, this is a zoo. So whoever's running the zoo is manipulating the women to think that they're achieving power and that the zoo is reality. But that's not reality at all. That's why women are more depressed than they've ever been. They've never been as miserable. They've never been so alone. They've never been so aimless. Yeah, because you're so far away from your femininity, you don't even understand it anymore. You don't even know that it exists. So it's quite something to witness and to see. So I don't know what can be sad if that's not sad. This is the saddest thing. The same could be said about men, but men are men. This is a woman. So this is what I see. So and women want nothing to do with that also. That we have to also put in their hands. They don't. When you speak about such a thing with a woman, let's say she gives you the time of day, at the end of the day she doesn't want that. She wants the dream that has been sold to her by the system or the zoo. She doesn't want to access her organic power. As I've said, and I'm going to repeat it, and this is, if you can learn something from this channel, is power equals responsibility. This is a Spider-Man quote. Everybody knows it. And I'm going to flip it around and it says power equals responsibility. That means the capacity to do something. They come together. There's no such thing in nature as power without duty. So the woman doesn't want to have access to her power because it shatters the fantasy of the system. It starts to reveal another underlying reality that is a million infinite times bigger than our little modern world. And her function within that arena. So look at all the advantages she has today. You don't have to do fuck all. You're always a victim. That means you're never at fault. You have almost no responsibility, never to take any accountability for. The world is becoming easier and easier and easier and easier and easier and easier and easier for you. You don't even have to make yourself beautiful anymore. Beauty is now an illusion. You don't even have to be a woman to be a woman. Look at how there's nothing just rot and we'll celebrate you. So I don't argue about things like this. This is a system talk, zoo talk. I don't talk zoo talk. I don't give a fuck about the zoo talk. I don't care what the zoo sells. And if a person doesn't understand that they're selling you bullshit, well, all I got to do is look at the facts. If you take some time and do research, and you have to go past the first pages in Google and look at all the sexual related diseases of women, forget sexually related disease, only sexual. I'm not talking AIDS. That's not just that. The gonads, the reproduction system diseases, right? You think menstrual cramps are normal? Like your average person, average woman thinks that having menstrual cramps is part of being a woman. I'm like, no, that means something's not working properly. No, this is normal. You think that taking a pill is normal and that there's no side effects. I'm like, we've talked about this in previous videos. I'm like, you have no idea what it's doing to you. It's fucking you up in a way that it's going to leave scars. You know what I mean? And the woman doesn't see a point in being a woman. What's my advantage in doing that? Well, here's the catch. As a woman, you don't find what you're looking for. So when it'll dawn on you that you're not finding what you're looking for because you're on the wrong path, then you will have no choice but to ask yourself, well, what's the other choice? There is another choice. It's called dharma. That means you need to discover reality, nature, and how you have been designed by nature. And then the next part is, how do I align my nature with the modern day? Because that's the next level also that we have to learn in this day and age. Yeah, these are sensitive subjects. I think I'm doing it nicely. I'm elegant, like dancing around. We don't have to squish a zit. And I'm sorry to say, like, your teachers, and I'm talking to women, I don't know why, it's a man's channel, but I'm talking to men and I'm talking to women, right? Your teachers aren't telling you about this stuff. They're not telling you that you have a organic nature, you have a actual womb and a woman power, and it's your job to cultivate it. And if you don't, ain't nobody gonna cultivate it. And if you don't, you suffer because your life is empty, it is meaningless, and you have no power. Better yet, you have a power, it's unconscious, and it's being hacked in by a mind that is not yours, which is called the system, and is using it through you, while giving you the impression that as you climb a so-called corporate ladder, you're becoming powerful and useful and important. You're just a tool. In your quest for empowerment, you've become the biggest tool there's ever been. On top of that, they use you to destroy or squish the man even more, just on top of that. So I find it ironic. And it also reveals, when you get past the veneer of social bullshit, right? And this, because the modern woman on TV with her straight hair and her makeup and she's all arranged, that's a monster. They're so scary and they're so brainwashed and they repeat the same sentences like robots and they'll get at you and they just attack you like machine guns. And they like rush at you with their bullshit, right? You can't talk to that. But if for 1 second you step back and you just observe, look, they're miserable. And there's countless diseases to show and prove to you that you're on the wrong path. But what does the medical system say? No, take a pill, that'll go away. No, that's fine, take a pill, they could go away. Oh, worst comes to worst, we'll cut that part off, they could go away. Like even when nature is talking to you, you're ignoring it. You can't be in relationship with a man. I understand men are in a particular state, fine, I respect this, but you cannot, even if he wasn't in a particular state, you wouldn't be able to be in relation with him. He'd scare the shit out of you. So self-assessment is required, that's my humble opinion. And when you see that your approach doesn't work, if you're intelligent, you need to consider something else. That's where I stand. I don't care, I don't judge. If you want to be a corporate superhero or some kind of Instagram slut or whatever the hell you want, I don't care, I have no opinion, it doesn't change nothing in my life. My approach to things is, if you're doing something, does it work for you? If it does, good, you keep going. If it doesn't, you need to stop and consider your options. You need to re-examine your life choices. And I think most women are scared to re-examine anything for that matter, but especially their choices, and they're scared at turning around and looking at the door that's behind them, which is full of light and shining, because that means you're going to actually have to work. Now, what is work? That's another subject, but you'll actually have to work.